And even with all of that happening, there's this right here. A major election coming up in less than 5 weeks. And by law, certain deadlines must be met regardless of the challenges we face. That includes today public testing of voting machines in Hillsborough County.
10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser has more on that and details of an order issued today by Governor Ron DeSantis to provide more flexibility given challenges created by Helene.
Well, that public test of voting machines went smoothly, but everyone recognizes that Hurricane Helene could make it more difficult to hold the upcoming election and also more difficult to vote, especially for those folks who may have been displaced. So today, we also saw an executive order from Governor Ron DeSantis suspending some of the state's election regulations.
People are going to be able to vote regardless of this storm.
Within hours of a request from supervisors of election around the state, including many in the Tampa Bay area, Governor DeSantis issued an executive order making it easier for election supervisors to move or open new polling sites and making it easier for voters displaced by the storm to receive vote-by-mail ballots.
Right now, the law required if you wanted a vote-by-mail ballot sent to an address other than what we had on file, you had to furnish that to us in writing, signed. That has been relaxed where we can now just use the personal identifying information, the driver's license number, last four of the social to accomplish that for a voter that's been displaced in another area.
The executive order also makes it easier for election officials to identify early voting sites, which no longer have to be government facilities. Also, ballot intake sites, some of which had been damaged. And it relaxes requirements to ensure enough trained poll workers. DeSantis says none of the rule changes will compromise election integrity or security.
But this will ensure that residents that were impacted by this storm and displaced maybe still have the ability to vote.
You know, these people that have been displaced are going through hell right now. I know I've had a house flood before, and it's, you know, voting's the last thing on your mind, and trying to jump through hoops to be able to vote is not a good way to do business. So I think this is going to be very helpful to our voters and make sure that they have an opportunity to cast a vote in this upcoming election.
We also learned today that 2 voting sites in Hillsborough County were badly enough damaged that they are going to have to be consolidated with other precincts. One of those was on Davis Islands, the other in South Tampa, and you can expect to see more of that in surrounding counties as well.
All right, Eric, got to ask, can people still stop by the elections office and get a ballot that way?
Yes, in fact, for some people, that might be the most convenient choice. Stop by any supervisor of elections office, show ID, and you can pick up what they call an over-the-counter vote-by-mail ballot on the spot. Again, early voting begins October 21st and runs through November 3rd.